Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 8 of Hit the Books, podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. We're here for Week 7 of the NFL season. Jam-packed episode here. Some games to review with lots of question marks all over the league. NHL, NBA, NFL, college football, and playoff baseball is all on the docket for today. I know I'm ready, so let's jump into this week's episode and introduce my co-hosts, Huff, Ace, and Mackie. Mackie, why don't you start it off with you this week? Cowboys on a bye. What do you got for us here coming into this week?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Cowboys, nice win on Monday Night Football over the Chargers. Gritty win, defensive game. Didn't really think it was going to be like that. Huff called it 2-0 on the card. Me and Jesse took Cowboys money line, and then Ace just couldn't get Ferguson in the end zone or any love at all, actually. But good week overall. Cowboys bye this week, so it should be interesting just watching this slate, not really having to worry about my game, but should be fun.
Good stuff, buddy. Love to hear it. Ace, let's shoot over to you this week. Who the Patriots got this week? They're not on a bye, right?
No, I'm just looking forward to the Bruins game tomorrow night, actually. But no, the Patriots have the Buffalo Bills, so that's a tough matchup. Oh, great. Another tough matchup all year. I think we have the toughest schedule. But no, rough week on the card for me. First time this year I've had really a rough one. It was really Sunday night and Monday night that did me in. I was +1 going into that, and I literally went 0 for 4 on Sunday and Monday, which you hate to see. So going to look back to get back to winning ways this week. Expect that to happen. So ready to get going, talk about it.
Good stuff. Love to hear it from you as well. Huff, let's finish it off with you here. Steelers off a bye week here. What do you got for us?
Yeah, not much going on with me. Like you said, Steelers didn't play last week. Just watching a lot of football this past week. Had a good day Monday night. Wasn't too successful on Sunday, so needed a nice Monday night to end the week. But this slate this weekend is already looking like not one of our best that we've discussed, but I'm definitely ready to get into it.
I know I'm ready to get into it. You sound like you're also ready. 13 games this week here. Do not forget to check out our live stream each and every Sunday morning, ready to showcase the top 5 games of Sunday and give our winning bets on those again live Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick, Facebook, and more. Like I said, 13 games this week coming into Week 7 of the NFL. But before we jump into the NFL, let's do a little top 3 segment here. Top 3 NBA uniforms to kick off the NBA season here. Kicking off on October 24th, just about a week away here. Who wants to get us rolling here? I think, did Huff put this one in here?
Yeah, I can get us rolling here. So mine obviously me not having an NBA team, I truly just kind of root for franchises based on how cool their jersey is and if I like their players. Not really tying down to one team. I've always said that I kind of root for players more, but obviously definitely have some love for some of these NBA teams and their classic uniforms. These are probably going to be my top 3, not necessarily the most classic. My number 2 and 1 are probably pretty classic ones, but number 3 is definitely more of a opinion-based one. The number 3, I'm going to go with that one that Denver wore last year. I like the navy blue with the rainbow across the middle. I guess if we're going to do the thing where you put the little picture up here, it's the one with the Denver across the front. Jokic won the ring in it. Definitely helps that become a classic uniform from last year at least. And definitely one that they shouldn't be changing for a while as they just want a ring in it. Number 2, I'm going to go with the classic Lakers, the yellow with the purple numbers, the old school Lakers, the one that everyone thinks of when they think of the Lakers. And number 1, my favorite uniform in the NBA is going to be the blue Orlando Magic with the pinstripes. I love that uniform. That thing's sick, especially ever since I got the Disney ad on the side. I think it helps out a little bit, but I don't know. I think those Orlando Magic jerseys are sick. It would just be nice to see them maybe do some winning basketball in those.
So then I'm going with those Magic ones as well. Like you said, and then I also like the the Phoenix Suns, the Valley ones with the.
Yeah, those are sick.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even know what
I
to call
love
that.
those,
Like
Jesse.
that.
I feel like that's
great.
the Kevin Durant Phoenix Suns jerseys.
Yeah.
Feel that. And then honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the Detroit Pistons. I think the lightning bolt on the pants is really cool. And it comes up to like
Jesse likes the teams that never win,
blue
but they have
slash.
fresh jerseys.
Yeah. I mean, kind of what Huff said. I don't have an NBA team
Ace,
in my city,
one
so
sleeper one
it's a
was
tough one.
the old school Indiana Pacers, the white pinstripe Pacers jerseys. Those are sick.
think
But
that-
that's
Those are
back
pretty
when they used to
dope,
be
too.
good.
Send me it. I
The
was going to
Reggie
say,
Millers.
all these guys. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are actually
Yeah.
stees. Very classic. But no, these bad teams, like I was saying, they have to have these flashy jerseys, or else nobody's tuning it.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to have all the theatrics going on, or else nobody's showing up to the game or buying their
A
merchandise.
classic that I didn't say that I don't know if anyone's gonna say is the white Spurs. That's just it doesn't have the color, but it's just a classic. That,
Bro, what about
I
the
feel like-
Memphis Grizzlies? Mac, you get into your list. I'm sure that might be on there.
Yeah, I
Let me
got the
hear yours.
Grizzlies on mine. I was waiting for that one. The Vancouver Grizzlies actually with the teal ones. Those ones are fire. I'm not even gonna have a top 3. I'm just gonna list 3. So give me that one. Give me the Valley Suns one as well, Jesse. That one's fire. I love that one, and I'm a big KD guy too. So.
Oh yeah.
And then another one is the Jazz, the Karl Malone Jazz. Shout out Karl Malone. Sorry, had to let that go. But yeah, those are my 3.
I was muted. Sorry, a little too soon on that.
Yeah, it's always gonna be too soon on him.
Good list, though. I like that. I like
you
that you
get-
mentioned the Grizzlies there, Mackie. I'm surprised nobody had that coming in. I feel like that's one of the like dopest.
I don't
jerseys
love
of all
those
time.
personally. They're a little too busy for me.
The Timberwolves got a crazy one too. I'll shout them out. But I'll go with mine rapid fire. I was just thinking like iconic jerseys, not like their actual like home aways. I wasn't thinking out of any alternates when I did it. So I was just like most iconic like jerseys that they wear every night that I like. I'll just bang it out real quick. Warriors, Lakers, Celtics, I would say. Those 3 are so clean. Like you think of the NBA, you think of the finals is what I think of when I see those with the little finals logo. I think the Warriors one is great. Maybe because of recency bias, but one, if I'm going to shout out like an alternate, a city, some special edition type jersey, I'm definitely going with that throwback Raptors jersey. I'm surprised nobody said it. With the dinosaur on the
purple?
front, Vince Carter.
That is a
like,
great
him
one.
Hanging from the rim. I mean, I feel like the Grizzlies and that Raptors one is like the most common NBA jersey that people just randomly buy.
I was gonna say,
Chris
and then
Bosh
another one that was tough for me to get thrown off. You just said a Chris Bosh. I was gonna say the red Miami Heat, like the prime LeBron, just the Miami across the front. I love that red Heat.
2012
uniform. That thing's
LeBron.
classic.
That's so clean. With the finals patch, like not
Yeah, you
patch,
gotta
but
have
it
it.
has to be sewn into it. Like it's like the Steph Curry one. Random jersey I have though. I just have an Atlanta Hawks Trae Young jersey. Their City Edition one goes hard. I think any team City Edition jerseys really hit.
Yeah, they did really
Another
good on
one,
that drop.
Mackie, the Brooklyn Nets, those Bed Stewie ones, those are pretty sick. I like those.
Huff, I thought you were.
Bed-Stuy.
Are you a South Beach guy with the
It's Bed-Stuy.
Bed-Stuy?
Whatever it
Bed-Stuy?
is.
You gotta watch Everybody Hates Chris, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
Bedford
Bed-Stuy.
Stuyvesant, man.
Whatever it is.
Oh.
Those with the whatever that print is. The
You ever
who
been to
is
New
it?
York?
What's the? I'm blanking.
I was
on
like,
it. Is
no
it
shot.
Biggie?
I'm from
Like the
that area.
graffiti. The graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
yeah,
graffiti
yeah.
ones. Are you a South Beach Miami guy? Like they got those pink ones, I think it is.
No, I don't
The-
love those. Do
the
you remember the
low
ones they
seat-
did last year where they did the it was every person was wearing a different number, like the different number font. Do you remember when they did those ones?
No,
the
I
Heat?
think that sounds terrible though.
Remember,
Dude, it was terrible. I'll find the jersey.
remember in the bubble when you could just put whatever you want on your back.
Yeah, that was cool actually. I thought that was sick. The bubble is great basketball too. I hate how people say that's a fraudulent championship.
Nah, if
but,
anything, it's most authentic.
no, definitely not that though.
Why
Definitely
not? It's
that.
just pure basketball.
Because think about Game 7 of these really tough games with the crowd going like nuts in a big
Exactly,
stadium.
but the
How
crowd
much-
becomes
how much easier is playing just hoops.
exactly, but it's the most like pure form of basketball. It's like the real best basketball.
Yeah, of the
players,
game,
best
but not
basketball
of the
team.
NBA.
Ace,
It's
look,
a
I
pure
just sent
form
them in
of
the
the
group
game,
chat.
for
The
sure.
ones that I was talking about, like Bam's number 13, and his 3 is different than Hero's 4.
Oh, I
like
remember
everything
that.
was so
Yeah.
different. They were terrible.
It's that magazine font or whatever they call it. Like
That's
the,
a cool T-shirt though.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
tough.
Miami
They took-
Vice?
They took one font, like one letter is from each of the different Heat jerseys throughout their, you know what I mean? Like there's a diagram
kinda
that
cool,
explains.
that is
It's a cool concept. It's just the numbers are all being different. I don't like that.
No, that's weird. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think the Florida Panthers did a better job with the South Beach edition of the uniforms. That light blue.
I just
But no,
sent
good.
another picture. Just because I saw those. Those Heat ones are some of my favorite random ones too. Those are sick. Heat have some good uniforms.
Yeah, boys, lots of good stuff there. Like I said, NBA season just about a week away here. October 24th, the kickoff of that regular season. Lots to look forward to as we jump into that. We're going to have the NHL. We're going to have the the MLB playoffs finishing up here. Full swing in the NFL, and then soon to be full swing in the NBA. It's going to be a wondrous time here, end of October. Let's jump into some football here. The NFL, first point I got, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence told reporters that he is optimistic that he will play Thursday night versus the Saints. He said, but of course, we'll have to make that decision on Thursday. Lawrence suffered a knee sprain in his Week 6 matchup versus the Colts. What do we see here, Trevor Lawrence? Do we see him coming out and playing like we know and see? But what are you thinking?
He said he's optimistic to play. I think he's going to really want to play in this football game. This division's a lot tighter than he thought it would be, so this is a pretty important game. All these games are pretty important right now for him.
Yeah, I saw something that he avoided a pretty major injury, and obviously anytime it's to your knee and for a quarterback, that's not something you want to hear. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go without him tomorrow just on the short week. I know it's a non-conference game against the Saints, not too far of a road trip. I know a lot of people think he's going to play, but definitely wouldn't surprise me. The way this line's going, I think that tells me they think Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play. I don't know, but like I said, it's an interesting injury. Definitely not something you want to mess around with a quarterback, but we'll have to see what happens.
I think the big thing is he's got those 2 limited practices to start the week, which is great news for him, especially going into Thursday Night Football. And like Mackie said, this division's too tight. Trevor Lawrence, his 3rd pro season, I think he's gutting it through and playing this game. I think maybe you see him sit in the pocket a bit more, quick to get the ball out and get a lot more of that run game going, which is fine though, because we've seen Travis Etienne really carry the load the last few weeks. He's turning into one of the most underrated running backs in the league, in my opinion. And with all the weapons he has, even if Trevor Lawrence is 75%, I think they're good enough to win this game. Looking forward to Trevor Lawrence getting up there for this one.
Alrighty, and let's continue here in the NFL. Colts quarterback Anthony Richards is probably done for the season and could undergo shoulder surgery in the next week or so. Team owner Jim Irsay, I think that's how you say it, told ESPN here this last week after their game against the Jaguars. What are we thinking here? Another injury, out of that game here in Week 6. What do you guys think?
This sucks for the Colts. I mean, they were hoping to have a young and exciting offense this year, but he spent most of the first 5 or 6 weeks injured of his entire rookie year so far. So I think they're doing the right thing to pull the plug. If he needs the surgery, get the surgery and get him ready for next year. But just a shame they ink up Jonathan Taylor and then this happens the following week.
Yeah, I'm not surprised this happened at all. We were talking about this literally since his first game in the NFL. He was injured in that one, came back and played. Injured in the next one, missed a game, came back, got injured again. Trevor Lawrence told him week 1, you got to stay healthy. You got to get out of the way. Protect yourself if you want to play a full season, let alone get to that next contract, get success in the NFL, have a long career. But his dynamic play reminds me of Robert Griffin III, even Cam Newton a bit. Plays that same type of quarterback. But you got to protect yourself if you want to be in this league because those guys had short careers, and I would hate to see him have the same.
Yeah, just a young quarterback. He's got to learn not to take the hits, just give up a few yards. It sucks. Kind of like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow first season got injured, came back kind of slinging the ball, learned how to not take a hit. You just got to get that experience.
Do you think, though, the tough thing is Anthony Richardson's game relies so much more on running.
Yeah, but there's running, like Lamar doesn't take hits.
Lamar's, I feel like, the exception. Think of all the other running quarterbacks. They've had short careers. Lamar's been injured already too. He missed a full season.
Yeah, he's been injuries. He's had injuries.
He's definitely learned how to go down when he's learned when to go down.
Lamar's a different runner than Richardson. I feel like Richardson runs like Newton.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's not that big.
I don't know.
He puts his body on the line every time he goes out there.
I kind of like the RG3 comparison. That's who I've kind of been comparing him to.
Yeah, and I love watching these guys play. It's just so tough because it takes away from their game if they're not playing at that level. Tough scene,
especially a guy like him who just relies on his athleticism.
Exactly. Think about all of his highlights: diving in, getting hit, trucking. He looks for contact.
Yeah,
it's a tough scene. Gardner Minshew, great backup option out of the current QB landscape. But not too confident in him. Just hope Anthony Richardson gets back to full health to start next year.
Good stuff there, boys. One more point before we jump into the 13 games here this week in Week 7. 7-time Pro Bowler Julio Jones is heading to the Eagles after signing a 1-year deal with the defending NFC champs. Jones will be reunited with his Titans teammate, his Titans teammate, A.J. Brown. great pickup there for the Eagles here, just adding to their squad. What do we think how do you think that's going to affect them coming here into week 7?
I think I was the most excited about this move.
How can you be excited about this?
Because he
say, I
goes
don't know how you
into
can be
a great
excited about this.
situation. Once again, it's just like the same excitement that came to me when he signed with the Bucks or got traded to the Bucks, whatever it was.
And he was 3 years younger, and he did nothing in Tampa.
And he didn't.
Same exact situation. Just show me Julio Jones in the Eagles jersey with the blacked out mask, catching a touchdown in the prime time against like the Giants. Like, show me that. Like, come on, you don't want to see that?
I mean, you'll get that in the regular season at some point. I think. I don't think they're looking to use him too much down the road in the playoffs, unless
I wouldn't be
injuries.
surprised if he gets his fair share of looks, especially in those big games come playoff time, come the red zone. I mean, their third receiver overall, they have Quez Watkins, and
He just went on the IR. That's why
he's
they
on
picked
the
him
IR.
up.
and Zacchaeus, who was good last year in Atlanta. He's small, he's fast. Julio Jones is another big target. Like, especially God forbid Brown or Smith go down, even though he's past his prime, he plays the same role.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think this is a big deal at all, personally.
I bet you get some luck. It's a bigger move than Chase Claypool to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's not a. That's.
I don't know.
not
I
looking
think
at
it's
all.
about on par. I think that's
Why?
like
Because when Claypool, if Waddle or Hill go down again, imagine they're both out. Claypool slots in the offense. Mike McDaniel's offense, he might go off. That's not wrong, but
Yeah.
I think Julio Jones is going to garner more looks than we think. I bet you sees red zone targets and maybe 2 to 4 targets a week.
he'll definitely have his games where he doesn't see the football though.
Yeah, like he'll have some donuts for sure. I don't think he sees games with 0 targets though.
I think we'll see a few for sure.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think he's gonna be.
yeah.
I don't think his usage is gonna be very high.
Well, look at how much Quez Watkins got the ball.
Yeah, but Julio's not Quez Watkins.
No, very different receiver. Very different receiver. Very different from what they have on that roster. I like the move. I do. I mean, why not add if you're one of the favorites in the NFC?
Yeah, they're interesting move or interesting ad there for the Eagles with that injury. But let's jump into this week here. Week 7, 1 game on Thursday, a good handful on Sunday, and 1 on Monday night. Let's start with the Thursday night matchup. The Jacksonville Jaguars heading to New Orleans to visit the Saints. The Saints are the favorite here, -1.5, just 1.5 points for them. Moneyline -124. Jags moneyline at +106. Total 39.5. Thursday night here, like I said, let me grab my trends here. Got a big one here. The under is definitely the favorite play for me on this game. The Saints have played 12 straight unders. Jags 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games, including 6 straight on the road. The Saints have covered 5 straight versus the Jags, 6-1 against the spread in their past 7. What do you guys like coming into this matchup? Like I said, Saints all over the under in their past couple matchups, but what are you guys thinking?
I think it's another under game, to be honest. I know that stat was released this week, so everyone's going to be hopping on it, so it might be a public play. But, I mean, I can't see a situation where an injured Trevor Lawrence, if he plays, can find a way to put up points against this pretty good Saints defense. And on the other side, I mean, Derek Carr's not really going to be moving that ball down the field very often. I mean, Kamara's back. Kamara's looked good. The Saints still lost last week to the Texans, so it doesn't change that offense completely. I just don't see a lot of points going up on the board. I think it's a very defensive game. Jags defense isn't a slouch either. So Thursday Night Football primetime, I just don't see a lot of points. I like the under. I lean Saints too.
Wow. I mean, I think my take earlier, I love the Jaguars at +100. Are you kidding me? Mackie, if Trevor Lawrence is 100% healthy, no doubt in his mind, are you taking the Jags or the Saints?
I'm just not taking the Saints.
Hmm.
I'm not taking
That's
the Jags.
crazy.
So I don't want Jags in any way.
I'm very high on the Jags.
I just think this is one of those games where the Saints can, on a Thursday Night Football game at home.
This is a good matchup, though.
Trevor Lawrence is not
100%.
100%.
Yeah, that's important. But I'm excited to watch things like ETN's been on fire of late. He's been a top 5 running back, honestly, in my opinion. Tell me I'm wrong. The last 2 to 3 weeks. Going up against the Saints defense, that's a really good run defense. Veteran defense, Thursday Night Football, like you said, in New Orleans. You have Calvin Ridley going up against Lattimore on the other side. Tyrann Matthews coming back to life. We saw the pick 6 against New England. I mean, That defense is legit. Kamara's back, but I don't have enough confidence that Derek Carr to keep up with the scoring that Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars can put up.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you in a sense because I do tend to – I think I lean on the Jaguars in this spot. I think I'm going to take the gamble that Trevor Lawrence is going to play in this game. I don't think he's going to, so I don't know if you'll see a side on my card, Mackie. I do lean with you on the under as well. I don't know if I'll be going with the first half or the full game. The first half's at an even 20, and I see the full game at 40, so either or tough. I might do another under teaser and just get this up to get some insurance on it, but I think I'd also lean on the Jaguars here to get to 5-2, but this Saints team, they've burnt me too many times the past couple weeks, especially last week, and then I did not take them against Aces Patriots, but I've definitely taken their games a couple of times. I took them against I took the Packers against them. I feel like I'm taking these Saints games every week, so I've been watching them a lot. I don't know. I kind of lean on the Jaguars here, but I'm also I like the under a lot more.
Yeah, one thing I do have to say is if you like the under, you definitely like the New Orleans Saints. Personally, I just think that the Jaguars' offense has been rolling, and I know that there's doubt in our minds because of Trevor Lawrence's injury, but I think he's going to play through it, and they have enough firepower on that offense. I think they put up over 20 points, and that's a tough time for the Saints. Let's not forget about how good this Jaguars defense has been to date. That's a top-end defense, honestly. It's top half of the league, I should say. They've been holding their own. A lot of pick sixes of late. Derek Carr doesn't look great. Olave is the only one you got to watch out for, but I think that this Jaguars defense can hold these Saints under 20 points for sure.
Yeah, it should be a good Thursday night football game, though.
You will see Jaguars money line on my card, pending Trevor Lawrence.
Looks like we got Mackie on the Saints, Ace on the Jags. It's going to be an interesting one here coming into Thursday. Like you guys said, a decent Thursday night matchup. Pretty excited about that one. Let's jump into Sunday here. Our 1 o'clock matchups. No London game this week. I think we're done with those for the season. First 1 p.m. matchup. What's that?
Boo.
I like the London game.
I was kind of sick of it. I'm not gonna lie.
They're whatever.
I like it.
Really?
I just like watching it like before football actually comes on.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. Like you get to focus on one game. It's like a primetime game.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't end up ever actually watching those London games in full.
So what do you do from like the time from after we record to football?
I'm at least watching it on my phone if I'm going somewhere, I swear.
I'll like watch it while we're recording or whatever, but like I don't know, if I don't have a bet on them, I don't like take time out of my day to record to make sure I watch those London games.
I love watching football. I'll watch it anytime.
I just feel like it used. I don't know. I was sick of the 9:30. I like the 1 o'clock. They were taking a game out of 4 o'clock. I'd rather another 4 o'clock game in there.
I've been doing a lot of driving. I've been hearing a lot of radio football. Gotta love that. Love radio football. Bruins on the radio, intense. But no, you gotta tune in always somehow. If you can even get the mobile device rolling.
I don't know. I just I don't like the whole London thing, taking all the travel into effect, all this shit. Just play the fucking games over here. Like
I like it when it's not my team. I will say that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys. First 1 p.m. matchup here on Sunday. The Cleveland Browns visiting the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns are the favorite here, minus 2.5 points. Their money line, minus 144. Colts money line at plus 122, and the total at 40 points even. The trends I got here under are 9-1 following a Browns home win since the beginning of 2021. And unders are also 10-3 in the Colts past 13 games against a bottom 10 passing offense. What do we like here in this first Sunday 1 p.m. matchup? The under seems to be what the trends are pointing to, but a low spread here of just 2.5. Why don't you get us started here, Mackie?
Yeah, I'm on the Browns here. This line started, I think I saw it minus 1.5 like earlier today, I think, and now it's sitting at 2.5. Deshaun Watson is questionable. If he doesn't play, we got 2 backup quarterbacks. If he doesn't play, I'm probably not going to play it. Obviously, if he does play, the line is going to move. But PJ Walker got a nice win last week. I don't see him replicating that performance, and he's going up against another tough defense. I would just stay away from that. I would like the under on that. But I do think Deshaun Watson has a good chance of playing. And even like this moves to 4.5, 5, even 5, I'd still take the Browns. I think that that defense is good enough to keep them off the field, or keep the Indianapolis offense off the field, Gardner Minshew at helm, and Deshaun Watson will get his points as well. So I'm definitely leaning Browns in this one, but a lot of question marks going into it.
I can tell you this is a game I will not be touching. I think there's too many injuries. The question mark of Deshaun Watson coming back. We saw Kareem Hunt come back to life for the Browns last week, which is pretty cool to see in my opinion. But two solid defenses. I feel like Mackey's high on both these defenses. He has been all year at least. But both running
Well, the
games could get
Browns.
going. Yeah, you've been even when we talk about the Colts, you're always
How
like
can you
that's
not
a
be
tough
high on the Browns
defense.
defense?
No, for sure. I'm saying more so the Colts is that's a good it's a take at least. I feel like some people would debate you on it. I
The
think they're
Colts,
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're pretty solid. Nothing too special, but they're right in the middle of the road. I think it's gonna be low scoring. I like both teams to be on the ground a lot this game. Deshaun Watson can play though. I feel like the line's gonna switch, but I like the Browns a lot if Watson plays. Without him, I'm not touching it though. Huff, what do you like this one?
Yeah,
think Zach Moss and Taylor get
I had the
going, too.
same. I had the same take that you had on this one. I think there's gonna be a lot of running the ball, a lot of Kareem Hunt, a lot of Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, with no Anthony Richardson, it's gonna be another Gardner Minshew game. I do think he has a better game than he had last week in Jacksonville. I won't be taking the Colts, but I do like the under 40.
Yeah, I mean, with both teams having a good duo at running back too, it's not too far fetched. I mean, Jerome Ford with Kareem Hunt, and then Zach Moss with Jonathan Taylor. And the latter, the two that you didn't mention, Hoff, are the two that have been performing better to date.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. I think not one of the games I'll have on my TV. I'll tell you that though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This is one of those games I'll bet an under and not even check the score until halftime and then the final score.
Yeah, and you'll probably be right.
I like how the trends are pointing towards the under. It sounds like a couple of you also like that play, so we'll see what happens come Sunday. Next matchup here, also 1 o'clock, the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. The Commanders the favorite here, -2.5. Their money line -144. Giants money line at +122. Total 39.5. Very similar to this last game, just a half point off on that total. The trends for this matchup are 3 straight games in this rivalry have seen no more than 40 points scored, with 5 of the past 6 seeing 43 or fewer points scored. Unders are 10-1-2 since 2021 when the Giants are home underdogs. So again, trends pointing all over the under. Sounds like a lot of low-scoring games coming into the start of this week, but who wants to get us rolling on this one?
Is Daniel Jones playing?
I'm actually looking that up literally right now.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm going to fantasy for this one. I was looking on the starting lineups for the week. They don't have them listed, but it doesn't make a difference really.
The Giants
Yes.
stink.
The Giants do stink, and the Commanders do too. But the Commanders are playing solid football here and there.
I like Sam Howell too. I mean, that offense. Can
I
get a
do
spark
like
going.
Sam Howell.
There's
and there.
There's just not really any spark in that Giants offense or defense. I mean, Saquon Barkley can get a nice run for maybe 30 yards, but how often is that front line really opening up holes for him? I mean, it's hard for him to get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like Sam Howell, Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, they've been doing enough. They've been doing. There's
weapons.
glimpses. There's glimpses of Sam Howell being a good quarterback. Not consistent enough for me to put money on it. And Saquon Barkley, I really like betting on him personally, but I can't touch him with that. The way that the Giants have been, Wan'Dale Robinson coming to life at least, but yeah, so little shown from them, and not much hope in a Commanders team will lead me to stray away from this game. Even with Tyrod Taylor, and I'm still not taking the Commanders, I don't think. I'm going to stay away for sure.
See, I'm actually kind of leaning on the Giants here. I think that I saw a couple reports that Daniel Jones has been back to practicing. I mean, that's obviously me leaning on him playing in this game. I like the Giants on their home field. At least if I can get the +3, I love it. I'd probably just take them to win the game on the +125.
Yeah, that's not a bad line or a bad theory. They played tough last week, and even if he doesn't play, Tyrod Taylor is serviceable. Daniel Jones is saying he's yet to be cleared for contact, but he's been practicing.
Divisional matchup. I need to get back to my just divisional matchup. Just take these underdogs because it fucking hits. So I need to get back.
I'll tell you what though. Yeah, regardless of, I like the play, but Daniel Jones, like, let's take into account the way that they approached that Saquon Barkley injury. Remember how many times they told us he was going to play and then they sat him out? Like 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
With the guy they just gave a good bag to, I know he can be out after 2 years, or the team can be out of the contract after 2 years. But with the bag they gave him, I feel like they're going to end up sitting him this week, even though this could be a must-win for them.
Going to be an interesting game there in New York. But let's jump forward to this next matchup. The Atlanta Falcons heading to Tampa to visit the Buccaneers. The Bucs are the favorite here. 2.5 points for them. Their money line minus 138. Falcons money line at plus 118. Total 37.5. Trends I got. Falcons are 4-10 against the spread in their past 14 games against a top 10 run defense. And the Bucs are the worst home against the spread team since the beginning of last season, coming in at 2-8 against the spread. What are you guys thinking here? Coming into another 1 o'clock matchup in Tampa. Ace, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, honestly. I've been high on these Bucks all year. Tough matchup last week with that Lions team who's really exceeded my expectations and turned into a powerhouse in the NFL. So I expect the Bucks to come in, divisional matchup, more experienced team. It's in Tampa Bay, I believe you said. So that bodes well for the Desmond Ridder saga. I know he finally lost one at home. But normally I say 2.5 points. Let's take that for sure. It's under 3. Better value, but I'm gonna take the money line here for sure. The Falcons love these weird scores. I don't know if you guys have noticed this the last few years if you've been on any of their games. It's always like 22, 21, 19, like weird numbers that you don't see often. I'll just take the money line, Bucks to win. Trust that defense. Baker Mayfield showed me enough with Mike Evans and the rest of the weapons he have down there. I like Rashad White as well, but I think this defense is gonna cause problems for Bijan and Ritter. Eager to hear what you guys have on this one, but you'll probably see this on my card.
Mac, you want to go? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you here, Ace. I really like that Bucks team a lot more than I did preseason. I know you were the only one to actually back them up preseason. I was definitely on the other end, but this team showed me a lot. That defense has showed me a lot. Even last week, the game kind of got away from them against the Lions, but it was a close game throughout the first half, even into the third quarter. That Bucks defense really held their own, and Baker couldn't really get much going. That offense couldn't really get much going. That Lions defense is good too, but obviously when you have Jared Goff on the other side playing as well as he is, they're going to find something sooner or later. But big bounce back game for the Bucks. They're at home. Falcons don't play well on the road. You're going to see Desmond Ridder struggle a lot against this defense. I'm big on the Bucks as well, but the Falcons like to play like 1 to 2 point games every single week. So I'm with you on the money line as well.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a big game for the Bucs in a divisional matchup. I for some reason I lean on the Bucs in this game. You probably won't see me card this, but I would not be surprised to see the Bucs slip this thing up and let the Falcons get one, and they both leave Week 7 4-3 for co-lead of the NFC South. That just wouldn't surprise me. I know the Falcons haven't played well on the road this year, but I don't know. Divisional matchup. I don't have a play on this one right now. I think I lean on Tampa Bay, but I don't know. I kind of like that value for the same reason I like the Giants in the last one.
Bucks are 3-2, Huff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the Falcons win this game, they'd both be 4-3. Or yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, you're right. They'd be 3-3.
Had their bye week.
4-3.
Yeah, they already had their bye. I was confused by that.
They were on the first teams that
I hate those. I hate those early buys. They throw me off for these teams' records. Like when I'm trying to be
it's so annoying.
Like the Steelers just had theirs. Like now my record's like thrown off by the week, whatever week it is. You know what I mean?
Gotta get to like week 13.
You're behind. You're not on.
We've only played 12 games. Yeah.
No, this will be a good game though. I think it's going to be a close fight throughout. Whatever side you end up going with, there'll be a sweat. But it seems like all of us like the Bucs.
Yeah.
Eager to see if any of us will actually end up putting this on the card.
I will not.
I probably will be, actually. I really like this play.
I was going to say, I feel like we've been on the Falcons and Bijan a bit this year too, but I do like the Bucs in this spot.
At home, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the AFC East and the NFC East have the same exact records. Kind of cool.
That's wild.
Nice. Hopefully we have the worst one by the end of the year. No, I'm never on for a
Look
tank.
at that loss.
We'll
All faith in those Patriots.
Yeah,
it must have been that beating in Dallas that did it.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I won't be like that. I don't like rooting for a tank ever, but people say that, but I don't know. I don't think you need to do that. There's a lot of good quarterbacks coming up.
Love it, boys. A lot of smaller spreads here. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 1.5. Let's jump into a bigger one here this week. The Bills and the Patriots heading to Foxborough there. The Bills are the favorite, minus 8.5. Their money line, minus 450. The Patriots money line, plus 350. And the total at 40.5. The only trend I have here is the Bills have outscored the Patriots 95-40 in their past 3 trips to Foxborough in the post-Tom Brady era. So not looking good for the Patriots, but they got 8.5 points here. What are you thinking, Ace, coming into this 1 o'clock Sunday matchup at home?
I don't think I can take the 8.5 points here. That's a lot against a really good team. But especially after last week, I thought they should have won that game. And it reminded me of the Eagles game, of the Dolphins game, and I think there's one more mixed in there where we were, not the two blowouts, but the other ones where we could have won the game on the last drive, but Mac Jones just couldn't get it done. And not even by his own doing. There's just always something that's going to happen because that offense can just not put points on the board. Defense still playing pretty solid, so I wouldn't mind, like, one pro Patriots bet, I guess you could say, is probably a Josh Allen interception. Could definitely see that happen. But
Yeah.
I think the Bills have their way with the Patriots. Stephon Diggs cannot be covered. I was looking forward to this matchup with Christian Gonzalez versus Stephon Diggs because he's really been torching the Patriots all year, and that's why you go and get that guy. But with J.C. Jackson maybe our best bet now with Jonathan Jones. I think Diggs will have a big game and find the end zone for sure. He always does against the Patriots. But I think I like the under here. I think this won't be as bad of a blowout as some of the previous Patriots losses.
I'm personally, I gotta take the Bills here. I think that this is a perfect spot for them in a divisional matchup. They didn't play good last week against a tough Giants team in the prime time. They get a nice 1 o'clock game. I know it's in New England, but that AFC East football, I feel like the Bills and the Patriots obviously used to that colder, windy fall weather that we're going to have. I'm on the Bills. I'm going to take the number and lay the -8.5.
You gonna put that on your card? That's a lot of points in a divisional game.
Yeah,
I truly might. I don't see the Patriots put up much points. The only thing that would make me shy away from it is the fact that the Bills they just keep losing guys on defense and left and right. They have so many injuries on defense, but I definitely do not see the Bills struggle to put up points here because they had such a problem last week. I just think this week is such a get-right game for the Bills, even though they won.
I'm telling you, the Patriots aren't going 0-4 at home with the Lighthouse. You ever see the PMT posts like 0-3, blame the Lighthouse or something like that?
Blame the Lighthouse.
I bet you they could get, not this, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to touch it. I'll probably throw like fandom like very light on the Patriots money line just because I'll watch the game. But that's my real plays on this are Josh Allen with the interception and Stephon Diggs to get in the end zone. I think those are the two best plays of the game.
I
think the Bills will have the ball a lot. That's why.
I like the +9. I mean, it's too many points in the divisional game. On the road for the Bills. But what are they saying? This would be a 14, 15 point spread if it was in Buffalo. I just think it's a little too much. But I threw
These
on the
big
Patriots.
spreads have been getting covered this year. I have to stop thinking they're too big. They've been getting covered.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't go wrong betting on the Bills or betting against the Patriots at least. But that's why I won't be throwing on this game. Patriots burned me last week. I mean, Jesus Christ, Mac Jones. But
how brutal was that,
dude? First of all, the interception throw to Hunter Henry might have been like the worst throw I've ever seen by a starting quarterback.
But then he plays well.
But then he makes
too.
good throws and stuff, and then I'm like, he can lead a drive if we need one.
And then he finally does something good, and you realize how bad the Patriots' offense also is around him, and Devontae Parker drops it.
And then he gets sacked in the end zone because his offensive line can't hold for a second and a half. So obviously betting against the Patriots is not a bad move. But I just think this is one of those games, divisional matchup, high spread, going on the road. They keep it close till the end of the game. Josh Allen likes to turn the ball over. Probably going to turn it over in his own side of the field at least once. So that'll keep the Patriots alive.
Yeah, if the Patriots defense has a Patriots defense game, that could be trouble. Just the way with how loose Josh Allen is. I mean, they lost to the Jets in week 1, who the Patriots ended up beating. Very similar teams right now with their quarterbacks, I think. Zach Wilson just kind of hot right now compared to Mac Jones, which isn't saying much because it's still pretty bad. But yeah, I think it would have to be the perfect storm for the Patriots defense and Josh Allen. But I only see him throwing at least one, maybe two interceptions and winning the game. But Huff, that banged up Bills defense would be the only thing making me shy away from a high point total.
Yeah, no, that's definitely I was just looking at the other thing. The first half spread is -5.5. I like that a lot.
Solid stuff there, boys, in that 1 o'clock matchup. We got just two more here before we jump into the 4 o'clock matchups. This one here, the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Chicago to visit the Bears, but they're the favorite. The Raiders -3, their money line -156. Bears money line at +132, and the total at 37.5. The trends I got here, the Raiders are the third worst against the spread road team since the beginning of last season. 4-8, the only team worse than that stretch. Both play at home this week, Chicago and Denver. Overs are 6-2 in Chicago's past 8 games against a bottom 10 offense. What do we like here in this matchup? Ace, get us rolling here. Raiders and Bears in Chicago.
Yeah, I know I just got us going with the Patriots game too, but I'm excited about this Raiders team. I mean, I had to quell my excitement a bit with them playing the Patriots and that being a winnable game for the Patriots, as we saw last week in a one-score game. But I was high on this team last year. I don't know if you guys remember me putting them on the card a lot. Expected them to compete more for the division. McDaniel's year 1, but this year I like them again. I mean, they have a great matchups week in and week out. Here they are against the Bears with Tanner Bagnett playing. I don't even know how to say his name. Some guy who played D2 college or something like that. Jeez, getting his first career start.
Tyson Bagent, I think is his name.
Yeah, I don't want to see that name. First career win in the NFL from like this terrible school to doing this. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo, if you're even playing, which I don't think he is, it'll be Brian Hoyer, right? And Aiden O'Connell's his name.
This could be either O'Connell or Hoyer versus Tyson Bagent. This
Hoyer
could be
looks
a great
solid
must-see game.
Hoyer with the weapons he has actually isn't bad. He makes
Dude,
good
Hoyer looks
decisions.
good.
Yeah, he did that for the Patriots too. Remember, he almost beat the Chiefs with us in the Mahomes prime when Brady went down or something like that. Yeah, I mean, Brian Hoyer, he gets the job done with Josh Jacobs. And you know what else? Josh McDaniels knows exactly how to use Hoyer, how to use Jacoby Myers. He knows how to give the rock to a stud in Josh Jacobs. They've got that young tight end Meyer playing too. And then you have Adams and on the outside. Myers really coming on the scene. I know I touched on him earlier, but I expect Hoyer to have a solid game. I don't think the Bears will have much weak defenses. I could see a lot of points here, low key, for backup quarterbacks. But yeah, give me the Raiders here for sure. What was the spread you saw on this one again? 3 points?
Yeah, even 3.
Yeah, I like the even 3. Give me that. I might even put this on my card. And Brian Hoyer, we trust.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Raiders. I'm just going to keep fading this Bears team. Did it last week. It was a little easier with that Minnesota Vikings team. I think they're a little undervalued just because Jettas was out, but still got Kirk Cousins, and they're still playing the Bears. So, Ace, I know you hit on this Bears team, but I'm going to keep fading them.
Yeah, that was circumstantial, though.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. I'll give you credit for that one. But I am going to fade them until they
Only
prove me
time
wrong.
all year I took them, but I think Josh Jacobs is one of the top-end running backs as well with ETN, and he's going to have his way. He's going to go for over 100 against this Bears weak defense.
Yeah, for sure. He's putting up 100.
Yeah, I'm on the same side as you guys. I like the Raiders for all the reasons you said. I'll lay the number as well. I think there's a good chance, obviously, that we get. That Tyson Bagent dude going for Chicago. I can't put money on that
Nathan
kid
Peterman.
based on what I got. Yeah, or Nathan Peterman, based on what I saw last week. Yeah, give me the Raiders. I was confident in them 2 weeks ago in that Monday Night Football game. I did not take them against those Patriots, but yeah, I could see them pick up a win here in Soldier Field. I like the Raiders -3.
Are they a dark horse playoff team?
No.
They have a
But
weak
they could get the
schedule,
4-3 right here.
They have a weak
which
schedule.
would make things spicy. But I just think there's no way. They'll find a way to not make the playoffs.
Do they still have the Broncos again? Yup. The Chargers.
Yeah,
like
but
to
they can lose
big
to the
games.
Broncos easily.
They probably still get the Chiefs
they could,
twice.
but they're valid though. They're valid.
They already lost to the Chargers once, so that means they can
They still have the
definitely-
Chiefs twice.
And
Max
they beat
Crosby's turning into one of the best pass rushers in the NFL.
Yes,
is
for sure.
Is he putting on a depoy performance so far this year?
there's just too
he'll
many
never be
ahead of
top.
him.
He'll never be top 3. He'll be that second tier.
I feel like
TJ
he's at the he's third in the AFC.
Yeah, there's 2 guys in the NFC that are better than him too.
Yeah, I'm saying in the AFC though. You don't think he's top tier in the AFC? You'll put him. Would you put him in top tier?
He's-
I
yeah,
think,
he's a
I
pretty
think
Or do
he's
you
clear
think
1
Watt
and
and
2.
Garrett are in their world of their own? You don't think Crosby can
I
get
tru-
into the 3 of
I
that
think
echelon?
I think Garrett's more similar to Watt in the fact that when you watch him, his motor does not stop. Like, you can
Yeah,
think he's
yeah.
so out of a play, and then you'll just see 98 come flying in out of nowhere and get a sack. Like, I will give him that. He is really good, but I just
He's a
think
good
TJ
point,
has
though.
the more weapons around him. It helps him get the exposure where, you know what I mean, you can't double on TJ Watt.
He
where
has the
a lot
weapons
of-
around him. Max
Exactly,
Crosby
a lot of
doesn't.
guys
So does
are
Myles
keying-
Garrett.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a tough defense to be on. He's still making waves. Definitely, we'll put him at. We'll just say off the cuff, top 5, number 5 or number 6. in the
I'd say
NFL as an
he
edge rusher.
is 5. Like, he is 5.
You're not putting Hutchinson ahead of him.
Not yet.
I agree,
It's tough,
not
though.
yet.
So he's right behind him at 6. But
Dude,
those are 5,
Crosby's
6.
good. He's a game changer.
Dude, another one that I love is Thibodeau on the Giants, but he's not having a great year.
No, not anymore.
He's so athletic. Like, he has so much potential.
I just don't think he likes the game of football anymore because he's playing
Exactly.
for the
Yeah.
fucking New
He
York
got
Giants.
his signing bonus, and now he's playing for a loser team.
Alrighty, boys, here. Let's jump into this final 1 o'clock matchup here. The Detroit Lions visiting the Baltimore Ravens like I said, in Baltimore. The Ravens, the favorite, -3. Their money line, -146. And the total at 42.5. My trends I got here are the Lions are 14-2 against the spread in their last 16. They're also 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games on the road. The Ravens are 2-8-1 against the spread in their last 11 games at home. So why don't we send it to Mackie here to get us started here. Last 1 o'clock matchup here in Baltimore. What are we thinking, Mackie?
Yeah, let me tell you something. You can keep those points. Give me the Lions money line +140. This team's 5-1. They haven't proved to any reason that they should be an underdog, especially to this Ravens team who continues to underachieve. I think they're a little overrated to this point. They're still 4-2, getting the wins that they need. Well, not even the wins that they need to. They blew that Steelers game 2 weeks ago, which was terrible. I mean, this offense, I mean, it's not even Lamar. These guys are just dropping passes, and I know they got Odell back, and Zay Flowers had a good game last week, but I mean, this is just not a game where they're going to be able to come out on top. This Lions defense is playing out of their minds. It's going to be really tough on that Ravens offense, who hasn't really shown any signs of connections, I should say, to this point. I think the wrong team is favored here. I'm going to take the Lions on the road.
Yeah, I mean, Mackie, I think this is going to be one of the best games of the week, one of the best games of the year. It has the potential to be. I'm hoping for a lot of points. But I want to ask Huff and I want to ask Jesse this. Are you overreacting, I think, to a divisional matchup loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Do you know how, like, that's Steelers-Ravens in Pittsburgh? That's a very different game. I still think the Ravens are a top-end team in this league. I'll slot
I missed
them
his
right-
take. Who did he take? The Lions?
I don't think that them losing to the Steelers is bad at all. I think that the way that they lost to the Steelers is horrific. The way that they lost, the fact that they lost
That's
lost
classic
that
Steelers,
game,
though.
that singular game, the way that game played out is terrible. Like that was horrific. I
But
think
you're
even-
referencing the drops by these receivers. They were electric until then. Playing on that road divisional game in the tight game it was, 1-score game, low scoring, and the chirps thrown beforehand, I think it had a much more effect than it will on these receivers in a normal week, especially Zay Flowers.
You're an NFL receiver. There's no excuse because they're chirping you. You're dropping footballs. Come on.
No, it's valid. The
That's
pressure
not
was too
valid
much.
at all.
The pressure
You don't
was too
see
much.
that.
I think
You
the
do
pressure
not
is way
see that.
higher in that game than it is in any other game. That
But
they're
you
gonna
do.
play
You,
this
okay,
year.
they've Ravens and Steelers have played how many times? You don't see that.
But it's his rookie year, his first time in Heinz Field against
It wasn't
the Steelers.
just Zay. It wasn't just.
No, I
Zay.
know, but the other guys I'm not worried about. But Zay Flowers, I expect
But
him
they
to bounce back big time.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, but this is a tough game. It's a tough matchup for them.
Yeah,
Did you
I
both
don't
give
think
your takes on this? Ace, I assume you're on the
Yeah.
Ravens. Mackey's on the Lions.
Yeah, I am on the Ravens with the 3 points. Saying it off the rip, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a tough one. But how weak that Lions secondary is without Emmanuel Mosley anymore. I like the Ravens here, especially at the M&T Bank. If this game was in Detroit, maybe it's a different story. But at home, I got to take the Ravens here. They're going to even up their records, and those are going to be like the 6th and 7th ranked team in the power rankings. Both of them sitting right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I'm also I kind of lean on the Ravens here, and here's why. I like the home field matchup. I like them for one reason here, not really for one reason, but the main reason I did here was there's gonna be like 15 or 16 mile an hour winds in Baltimore on Sunday. At least that's what they're expecting. I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game. I think you're gonna see a lot off the foot of Tucker. I definitely might take his over 1.5, just because I think they'll end up using him, but. I don't know. I definitely lean on the Ravens here. I like the Ravens with the 3 points. I think the Lions have, without David Montgomery, they're looking to get Jahmyr Gibbs back and put him in a number 1 role, but we're yet to see that so far this year, them really use him. I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I like the Ravens at home. I think this is a big game for them to prove who they are in the AFC. I know that the Lions are an NFC team, but I think the Ravens get the job done here on their home field.
I think this Ravens defense is top notch too. Roquan Smith leading the way, one of the best linebackers in the league, potentially the best in the AFC. I like what they're going to do with Montgomery not practicing so far this week, Gibbs being limited. I don't like what they're going to have on offense against this team. I think
Josh
that
Reynolds played well last week.
Goff through the air is gonna but I think through the air is gonna be big. I don't know. I like this game. It's gonna be tight throughout. I like the Ravens to cover the 3 though. Justin Tucker was on his shit last week. I think he put up 6 field goals in London. Coming back to the bank, Lamar's gonna get going. Interested to see how that Ravens backfield plays out. I don't know if you guys have been looking at that much.
Yeah, I just think I don't really love this Ravens team. I think they're just a little too highly rated throughout the America, I should say. But yeah, Lions are 3-0 on the road. I think they can go into and if anyone's going to go into Baltimore and steal a win, it's going to be them, I think.
It's asking a lot. This is another good test for the Lions.
See, I wouldn't be. I don't think it's asking a lot. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Lions win this game. I'm just on the Ravens.
No,
I
think it'll say a lot if they win this game though. This is their second toughest game of the year, in my opinion.
I mean, they're 5-1. I think, in my opinion, they're the
proven.
better team here.
They're proven.
Yeah.
To this point, 100%.
Yeah, but this is another perfect game though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying they're 5-1. The Ravens are the ones with what? What are they? 3-2, 3-3,
4-2,
4-2.
It's not one of those situations.
The only reason they should be 5-1. If that's any other team, they win that game. I think the only reason they lost is because it was the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
You scored 10 points, dude.
But they also lost to the Colts. Who was the Lions lost to? The Seahawks in a high-flying shootout. That was I had the Lions in that game. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised the Lions win this game. I definitely think I feel like the Lions are more like the Ravens are more the team here that needs to prove something.
For
That's
sure.
a good point. I think they need to as well.
I think the Lions can lose this game by 15 points, and no one's gonna be like, "Oh, this team's frauds." I think they're solidified.
It'll pull back the reins big time though. I saw some ratings this week where they were up there with the Chiefs as the top. Big Cat had the Lions and the Chiefs as the top echelon.
That's that thing he makes is also to get people to comment.
No, but still, I mean, that
for sure.
That shows you how much hype's behind it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype around the Lions.
You just can't put too much
stock
into that kind of stuff.
You guys hear a lot of talk amongst people though. A lot of people are high on the Lions right now.
You think if they lose this game by 2 touchdowns, everyone's gonna pull the brakes on them?
I think they're gonna pump.
No way. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Dude, 2 touchdowns, that's a lot. But
no,
it depends,
dude,
it depends how they follow it up.
If it's a close game, no, and they lose. But if they get pumped, for sure.
Well, what's 14 points?
It's like the between an ass kicking and
What about when Dallas just got beat 42-10 and nobody really blinked an eye?
Those the Niners though.
I think people blinked an eye. I think they would have been a 3.5 point favorite in that Chargers game.
They pumped the brakes big time on the Cowboys too, though. The Cowboys Super Bowl talks were off after that week.
I think they're still going on. They're still top 6 in odds.
No, I know, but after that game, it was like, oh shit, like the Niners are good.
Mackie, you don't think if the Cowboys would have competed in that 49ers game, they were a 3.5 point favorite in LA?
No, I don't.
I don't think that take.
I don't really think anybody really overreacted to that Cowboys loss. But then again, it's the Cowboys. They've been in the situation, like they've been in the playoffs.
We just expect it from the Cowboys. Like it's expected from them.
And they're a solidified team to like that they're good. I mean, the Lions.
There's just so much we don't know about the Lions.
So that's the thing: is that are they solidified into that upper echelon? And you just
a win helps that.
Ace doesn't seem to think so. But I think they're up there.
No, I do. I think this is an important game for that, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Probably the best game of the week.
Sunday Night Football.
Alrighty, that's gonna wrap up all the 1 o'clock matchups. We'll hear a handful of 4 o'clock matchups as we get rolling here. The first one, the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Los Angeles to visit the Rams at SoFi Stadium. The Rams are the favorite here, -3. Their money line -166. Steelers money line at +140, and the total 43.5. The trends I got here: the Steelers have covered 16 of their past 25 games as an underdog, coming in at 64%. And the Rams and Dolphins are the only teams unbeaten against the spread when favored this season, minimum of 2 games as the favorite. What are you guys thinking here? Huff, why don't you get us going? This first 4 o'clock matchup in LA.
Yeah, Steelers coming off a bye week here. This is a Rams team that I've also been very high on so far this year, and they have their guy back in Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, who's been pretty good so far this year. And I don't think the Steelers are going to have much options to cover them. I definitely think it's going to be a big, long day for the Steelers, but The Steelers, they just love to hang around in games. I'll probably kind of take the 3 points. I might put them in a teaser to get it at 7.5 or a little higher. I don't love them straight up to win the game, but my Steelers, they love to hang around in these games. They have the better defense in this matchup. No Kyron Williams for the Rams. So it's going to be a lot of Stafford to Kupp and Nakua, but I don't know. I think the Steelers defense is able to do enough to keep it close. I'll take the number with the Steelers, but like I said, I might tease it up a little higher. But yeah, off the bye week, these teams tend to do good going across the country, though I don't love that. But Steelers have tended to play pretty good in SoFi throughout its existence, so I'm going to take the Steelers with the number.
Yeah, I'm like you said, I'm probably not taking a side just because of the way the Steelers hang around in every freaking game. It's like nothing is safe against the Steelers defense because of
They
some
just
type
find
of turnover.
ways.
Like
just
they don't
find
even
ways to
play
win
well all
games.
game, but they'll win the game. And
Yeah,
that scares me. Deontay Johnson coming back, I think that
And
might
it
be a
doesn't
lift for
matter.
might be a lift for this offense. And that Rams defense hasn't been too strong, so maybe Pickett can get a little bit going. But my favorite play this week is definitely on Kupp and Nakua props here. If you're going to take one, you might as well take the other. But I think they could both end up finding the end zone. Matthew Stafford going to have a good day through the air against the Steelers defense, in my opinion.
I just think it's going to be tough for Matthew Stafford to find the time to get the balls through the air. Obviously, Kyron Williams is out. You're going to have to rely a lot on that arm. But that Steelers pass rush against that offensive line is going to be pretty unmatched. I mean, that offensive line couldn't even give him time against that Eagles pass rush. And I know the Eagles pass rush is right there as well. But T.J. Watt coming down your throat, hey, yo, that's going to be tough.
I heard that.
That's going to be tough to play against. But again, you could see the Steelers go out there and shit the bed and kind of get blown out and going across the country.
Mackie, one thing is, though, I agree with all those takes, but I feel like Matthew Stafford, veteran quarterback, Super Bowl champion, he's going to be able to get the ball out quick, especially against this defense because he knows what they possess. That's why I like a Nakua or Kupp receptions because of how well they can get open on those quick slants.
Yards after
especially
catch,
both of them. I feel like they're both going to see over 10 targets this week.
It's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna have to be. It's a good over receptions prop game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Listen
I
to
mean, I
this.
don't have a side on this.
Listen to this press conference that Tomlin gave this week. There's someone said, like, how do you feel about your team coming out of the bye week? This is the most Tomlin answer of all time.
About getting back in the competition, coming off of our bye week. The usual bye week business for us, an opportunity for self-analysis in all three phases.
It's such football coach
what we don't
talk.
do well, strategic things, how we divide the labor up. We went through those things with a fine-tooth comb as a staff. Spent some time addressing some of those things, some of the more significant things with players.
He doesn't ever talk about what those things are.
He
It's
doesn't
just,
talk about anything.
Match that
It's
speech
just-
up with the same question from last year, and I bet you it's very similar.
I guarantee, dude, he has just like a book.
They're doing
of, like,
stuff. They're doing stuff and things.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. They're
stuff
looking
and
at
things
everything.
and they're analyzing things.
How are the Steelers usually after a bye? I feel like they're a good bounce back team up for that with a good coach.
I don't know. I don't have like an off.
Hopefully they figured out that they have to get Jalen Warren more involved in the offense.
Jalen Warren is literally projected more fantasy points than Najee Harris this week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I have both of them on my one team. Jalen Warren is projected 10.3.
You know what that means? Najee's going to find the end zone.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Najee's projected 8.4 in my one league, and Jalen Warren's projected 10.3 in the same league.
Big PPR league, eh?
Yeah, it's full PPR. That is why, but still pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm starting Jalen Warren.
Tyreek Hill projected 24.3 points this week.
This might be a higher total than you think. Normally, you always think Steelers under. I think there actually might be a good bit of points in this Steelers-Rams game. Yeah, I think both
Fuck, I just
quarterbacks are
closed
going to
my
be able to
FanDuel
throw
app.
some touchdowns this week.
Kenny Pickett throwing touchdowns.
Yeah, call me crazy, but I think this is the week he has his times.
It's like saying Mac Jones is going to go out there and throw some touchdowns.
It's nothing like
it
saying
happens.
that.
It happens 3 out of 16 games of the year.
Sorry,
Nah,
I'm
Mac
just
Jones-
chirping.
Mac Jones
I'm
is
just
good.
chirping.
He was a Pro Bowler.
No, I'm fucking with you. Yeah, I know. You know what I say about the Pro Bowl, Tyler Huntley.
Tyrod Huntley. Put some respect on his name. Should have beat Joe Burfraud last year in the round 1, but he got screwed over by that
Joe
1 yard rush.
Burfraud.
Yeah, I don't got much else on this game. I think it's just gonna be a classic Tomlin off the bye week game. But I do like that play that you said with the. I could probably take that cup of receptions because I don't think we have anyone that's gonna guard him.
No, and just like think about how quick Stafford's just gonna go zing right to him 5 yards. He's gonna take that.
I mean, sooner or later, if they're smart enough, they'll put Joey Porter Jr. on one of them. But I
the
really
nice
don't want
young,
to see
quick
him.
legs.
On.
No, but you've
wanna
seen Cooper Kupp even against the best corners in the league. He's still gonna
Yeah,
put
dude,
up
he just
his
runs 4 yards, stops, he throws him the ball, and then he spins for like 6 more yards. It's like 10 yards every fucking time.
He's good.
It's crazy.
Nakua does the same thing. So I'm saying if you take one, you got to take the other. In
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, they're both gonna be set at probably like
6.5.
6.5. I was gonna say 6. Maybe one of them will be 6 even.
Both 6.5, but a heavier line on Cooper Kupp. Book it.
Yeah, way heavier on his.
Minus
over.
140 over 6.5, and then Puka Nakua.
One of them will score.
minus
One of them will
120.
score a touchdown too.
Yeah, probably. I'm thinking both, but you as a Steelers guy, you don't think so. I think
This would be a good game to do what I did last week with the
Yeah.
Bengals, and it burnt me. Where you take both receivers at plus money and you just hope one of them hit, but I got.
Do you know what
burned on
Cooper
that, but
Kupp's
at least
gonna
I
be,
hit
though?
the spread.
Cooper Kupp's gonna be minus 155 to get in the end zone.
Yeah,
Puka Nakua will be plus 125.
if you're ballsy, you take like Cup first team and Nakua anytime. That'd be crazy. And you could hit
Yeah,
both.
to get 2 pluses.
You're really looking at value there.
Huff's a value hunter.
Alrighty, boys. Going to be a good first 4 p.m. matchup there for the Steelers. I'm excited about this one. But let's jump into our next one here. The Arizona Cardinals visiting Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks the favorite here, 7.5 points. Their money line minus 390. The Cardinals money line at plus 310. And the total at 44.5. No trends for me coming into this matchup, but I don't know. I'm not particularly excited. Do you guys think the Seahawks are going to take down the Cardinals? 8 points, 7.5 points. Who wants to get us rolling?
Nobody on this one. I'll tell
I know.
You.
Yeah,
I can tell. Snooze
I'm
fest.
not gonna.
I'm-
This is
No,
the worst
I'm at-
game of the week.
See, I don't
But
know.
the
I don't think
Seahawks
this
are
is-
good. Kenneth Walker gets in the end zone every week. Geno Smith, like I was off this wagon. I got to buy in on the Lions and the Seahawks now. I'm buying the share so quick. But Seahawks, I've been on it for a while since they beat the Lions. Remember that? But DK Metcalf, he's playing good football. You know, we got Tyler Lockett, we got Geno Smith, we got Spoon on the outside on the back end, and Kenneth Walker. That guy's auto. Whoever put that tweet from the other day, thank you, because he scored 12 minutes into the first
Got
slate
you.
of the day. Maybe I take that again because I think he gets in against this Cardinals defense.
Yeah,
That
he's
might be my
probably
favorite
gonna-
play from this game.
Might be a little more steep though against this defense, but yeah, he does seem automatic, and they really like to go to him inside the red zone, and he can break out for those 13-yard touchdowns in the red zone. So, I like that play. I might start hopping on that with you.
What is it?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth
anytime.
Walker, ATD.
Oh yeah, I did that with the week they played who was it? The Panthers. I did
You
him
hit.
and Miles Sanders.
You hit.
Yeah, he hits a lot. I don't know, dude. I kind of like the Cardinals with the points in this game. The Cardinals, me being a Seahawks fan,
With the
I've watched
points,
a lot of I've watched a lot of Seahawks Cardinals games. Just historically, the Cardinals keep things close. It's kind of like, I mean, there's a lot of those divisional matchups where the two teams just love to play a close game. I know this is in Seattle. I'm just leaning on the Cardinals with the points here. I kind of really like this play. They've been just hanging in games and then they slip up at the end of the game and just kind of can't hang around. But I think they might be getting James Conner back this week. I don't want to speak on that too for sure. That they have those other running backs that they've been using, but I don't know. They've been doing just enough to keep around in games, and I could see them cover a 7.5 point spread, especially in a divisional matchup. But I'm seeing here, yeah, I was looking up the career or all time against the spread for these two teams, and the Cardinals do lead 25, 22, and 1. So the Cardinals got the ATS record, but the Seahawks have the all time record for actually straight up wins. I think that kind of stems back to the Russ and I don't know. There's been some good Cardinals teams as well, but those Russ years, they definitely dominated. But the Cardinals love to keep things close against them. I'm going to go with the Cardinals plus 7.5 here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking a play on the points here, but I'm definitely going to add my Seahawks money line to
I might
can't
tease.
lose
This might be a
parlay.
play that I tease up. Like how I said, I might tease the Steelers higher. I might get the Cardinals at like 13.5.
Yeah, I like that too. I like them to stick around a bit. They've been known to score some points. I know James Conner's still out, which scares me though. I know they have Damon Williams toting the rock, but he's nothing.
They just use those like Hollywood Brown's having a good year.
Hollywood
like
Brown is
Rondale
good.
Moore's
Rondale Moore
yeah,
is
like,
good. Who's the other guy? Wilson. They have jumping on.
Yeah,
the
what's
scene
his-
a bit?
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Who's their tight end too? I'm trying to Ertz.
They have Ertz.
Ertz.
Yeah, he's good. And Buda Baker wants to get traded, so I mean, I don't know. I'm not taking anything on this except for the Kenneth Walker touchdown. Maybe do a same game parlay, Kenneth Walker touchdown and Seahawks money line, because I think the Seahawks definitely win as they look forward to getting into the playoffs once again this year. Could be a survival play, even though it's a divisional game. That could be a survival play of the week.
Good stuff there, boys. Let's keep it moving here through these 4 o'clock matchups. The Chargers and the Chiefs next in Kansas City. Chiefs are the favorite here, 5.5 points. Their money line minus 230. Chargers money line at plus 190, and the total at 47.5. The trends I got here: the overs are 10-2-1 following a Chargers loss since 2021, the highest hit rate in the NFL. Next, the Chiefs are the 5th worst against the spread team since the beginning of last season in divisional games, 2-5. Only Seattle, New Orleans, Arizona, and Chicago have been worse. What do you guys like here? 5.5 points for the Chiefs at home. Who we thinking?
Yeah, I really like 2 plays here, and the first one's going to be the Chiefs with the points. I am going to go the Chiefs minus the 5.5. The second one that I really like is the under in this game. Another divisional matchup, 47.5 points. I really think that a lot of people, the offenses are going to be going this game. I have the same logic I had on that Monday night game. I think it's going to be a little bit slower. I think the Chiefs cover the number, maybe 27-17 Chiefs.
Yeah, it's a pretty high under or over for a divisional matchup, but these two teams do tend to go at it. But I like the under as well. I do lean the Chargers plus the 5.5. Another game where Justin Herbert probably just isn't going to find a way to get it done. By the way, last week, again, not able to get it done. What are you paying this man for? You guys say he's worth top 3 money? Let's see it. Win a football game. He's not doing it. Loses to the Cowboys again. But AC, you're muted.
Because you need to put him somewhere like New England or Pittsburgh. We would take Justin Herbert.
Come on,
with
we put
open
up
arms.
20 points. It wasn't like it was a 35, 30,
Huff,
32
would you take
game.
Justin Herbert in the black and gold?
Yes.
Of course you would. Of course you would. Win a football
And
game.
I would be
Come
set
on.
for 10 years. I'd be set for 10 years. At least.
At least.
Like,
But,
come on.
But yeah, I like the Chargers.
Get this
to at
guy
least
out of the LA, please.
Yeah, right.
I agree. Or get rid of the head coach. You got to
Oh
let
my
one of
God,
them.
the excuses for this man is just absurd.
He's a great quarterback, though. I don't care if.
Did you guys watch that? I mean, dude, he didn't even play that well. Dak
I
definitely.
fell
outplayed
asleep
him.
in the third quarter.
Dak 1,000%.
I'm not gonna lie.
outplayed him.
I'm not gonna lie. I live bet the Chargers money line at plus 400, and I fell asleep. I was like, I'm hoping I wake up, took some good news, and I didn't.
They weren't winning that football game.
No, I mean,
Dallas
Mackie,
controls
no,
that
everything
game.
you say is valid, but I'm still going to die on the hill that Justin Herbert's good. And the worst part is you think so, too.
Of course, I think he's good. He's just not. I think he has like
Not in this
negative clutch
situation.
gene. I just think he has negative clutch gene. He cannot get it done.
He's got to
like,
break up with the Los Angeles Chargers. It's just not working out.
I want him to break up with the Los Angeles Chargers and then go somewhere else and do the same thing, and then oh my God, it'll be so funny. But if he could just figure out a way to clutch up and win football games in the fourth quarter, he could be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. But he's not. So he
Justin
can't.
Herbert
So
needs
he's
to
not.
get laid.
But they should keep this one close. After all that, I am gonna say they should keep this one close. I think there's value even on the money line, but I think that I'm probably gonna take the plus 5.5. These teams like to go at it, and Justin Herbert likes to put up the numbers until the fourth quarter. So
I hate that it's 5.5 in this divisional game. You remember their matchup last year, the Justin Herbert Ribs game? And I think it was 5.5 was the line there too. And the rib game, he almost won the game outright, but he didn't. But he covered. Like, these Chargers Chiefs games are always so tight.
Chiefs don't like to cover either. I mean, they did against the
like to win.
Broncos the other night. But yeah, this is a pretty high spread for this game, I think.
This is going to be a great game, I think. It's going to be back and forth all day. But I like Mahomes to come out on top. Maybe we see a vintage Mahomes game here. We've been waiting for it. You think they install Mecole Hardman right back into the offense?
Yeah, like he didn't skip a beat. I mean, he knows it like that. So, didn't he win a Super Bowl there?
Yeah, he used to. I mean, I think he's definitely going to. I like them bringing him back. Travis Kelce another week getting healthy. That running back room in Kansas City is maybe one of the best in the league. Pretty slept on with how much we talk about their passing, but Pacheco, McKinnon, and CEH, it's a good backfield, good running back room at least. L'Jarius Sneed coming into his own, and Chris Jones playing good defense. I mean, that's they're Super Bowl champions 2 times for a reason. I expect them to win this game. It's going to be a shootout, like a lot of points. And I like Mahomes to get some of those passing props they've been missing out on.
Alrighty, boys. Let's get into our final 4 o'clock matchup here. The Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. Broncos at home, but the Packers are the favorite, -1.5 there. Their money line, -118. Broncos money line at an even +100 in the total, at an even 45. The trends I got here, the Packers have covered 8 of their past 12 games against a bottom 10 offense, and Green Bay had the bye week to prepare for the altitude in Denver, an advantage that is lessening with time. Denver, 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 home games. Do we like Denver at home here? Just 1.5 points for them. Money line's pretty much closest to a pick 'em as you can get. What are you guys thinking?
Can the Broncos win this football game? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
The Broncos can win any game, but they don't.
That's
I'll tell you
true.
that.
Yeah.
I like the Broncos here. I'm not big. I've been big on this Packers team, but I find myself in spots each week liking the other team that they're playing just because I can talk myself out of them very easily. Jordan Love has a very high ceiling and a very low floor so far this year. When he hasn't looked good, he has not looked very good. And when he's looked good, he's looked like he could be one of the possible best young quarterbacks in the NFL. But so I think he's realistically somewhere right in the middle of that. I think it's going to be a tough game for him. I know the Broncos defense is, a little bit sketchy, but they still have guys that are there. I know everyone's on the market or they're taking calls on everyone. I'm taking the Broncos in this game. I think they win the game, but it's not a hot take as a +100 money line. Just a home underdog. I like them in this spot. I think they get the win here.
Huff, would you card that play at +100 as a home dog?
I don't know. Maybe they're just really bad, so I'd have to really think about it.
I mean, let's think about it. What looks more realistic? 2-5 for the Broncos, or 3-3 for the Packers? And I think 3-3 looks more realistic. Important things are Aaron Jones getting into the game, Quay Walker getting into the game. There's a lot of good players on this Packers team. I think much more on this team than the Broncos side, and they're coming out of the bye week. Let's not forget that. I think I might be carding this money line for the Packers here. I think they get right. I think they have a solid game here, maybe an alternate spread play even. But I think that Aaron Jones finds the end zone once he's healthy. Quay Walker gets back in the mix and really.
Evgeny
tries
Malkin
that
is
defense.
on fire.
I love that. I just watched that.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
53 seconds in.
He's gonna get the first half MVP.
Fine with me.
See about that.
But no, back to this game. I love the Packers here. I think you're going to see this on my card. I think as long as those injuries come as active, coming off the bye week, I think they've been preparing for this one. It's a must-win game as they look forward to being in the hunt for this division. I project a Lions loss and a Packers win this week, and that thing tightens up in the north a bit here.
Yeah, I'm on the Broncos as well. I don't know if I'm going to card this. It could come down to a last-second situation, but Jordan Love has kind of hit a speed bump here. 2 straight losses, hasn't really done much on offense. Coming off the bye week.
The defense has no faith in him anymore.
Yeah, there's that too. Coming off the bye week, maybe he can get something going, but going into the Mile High City, not a very easy place to play. Russ is due for a win. They're in every game. They're just not figuring it out. This team can definitely pull it out here. I wouldn't bet on the Packers. I might bet on the Broncos. I'm not sure, but I definitely lean them.
Let's ride, Mackie. Let's go.
I can't believe you guys are taking the 1-5 team money line. I think they want to lose and they want Peyton to just ride it out, clear out everybody except Ross. And then,
the players never want to lose.
I was never high on the Packers either.
The players never want to lose, but they love losing, according to this year. Who's that guy that's been on the team? He's like, I hate losing. Yeah, that's all you do if you play for the Broncos here. Packers are a good team. Their defense is really good. Aaron Jones is playing. Coming off a bye week especially. Give me the Packers money line.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're really a good team, to be honest. I said that in the beginning of the season. I thought I was gonna have to eat my words in the first 2-3 weeks, but I don't know.
They evened out quickly, Mackie.
For sure. They dropped low, but I don't know. Jordan Love's kind of got to find his groove again. He's shown signs of it, so it's there.
Alrighty, that's gonna finish out our 4 p.m. matchups here this week, week 7. Let's jump into this Sunday night football game. The Miami Dolphins in Philadelphia visiting the Eagles. The Eagles, the favorite here, 2.5 points. Their money line -142. Dolphins money line at +120 in the total at 51.5. I got a couple trends for this one. The Dolphins are 9-2 against the spread in their past 11. The Eagles are 25-4 straight up in their last 29 as the favorite. The over is 9-2 in Miami's last 11 games on the road. And the Eagles are 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games played in Week 7. 2.5 points of spread here. Eagles, the favorite at home. What are we thinking here?
Give me the Dolphins. Leave the points too. I think they win this one outright. Eagles are hitting a tough part of their schedule right here, and this is not a very good way to start it off. Coming off a tough loss last week to the Jets and Zach Wilson. This team's not. I don't think the momentum's there. I don't think the confidence is there as much anymore. They're still flying high. Don't get me wrong, but you're running into a powerhouse right here in the Miami Dolphins. I know you got to go into the link, but I have this Dolphins team finishing 13-4, and I'm really going to stand by that. They're sitting at 5-1, best offense in the league. It's going to be tough for that Eagles offense to keep up with them. I like the points here. I like the underdog here for sure.
This is a tough game for me. I really don't know which side I'm leaning on. I think both these teams are great. I do think there's a good amount of points here because the Dolphins can create offense no matter what, but their defense is kind of leaky. It's going to be tough though, because the Philadelphia...
I'm kind of the same way as you. That's why I haven't jumped in there yet. I'm like, I don't know.
The Eagles drain the clock too, Huff. We were talking about
I was going to say, dude,
that crushes an overplay as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at, obviously, this will be my scariest one of the year if I do it the first half under in this game. This will definitely be the scariest one that I'll have to do. It's 24.5. So I at least get the extra couple the points where I can get a couple touchdowns and a field goal, but it'll be one of the scarier ones I take. I definitely think I might take it though. But I don't know. I kind of lean on the Eagles here. I think the Eagles minus 2.5 is going to be the way I lean.
At home,
yeah,
sure.
I just take off a loss. I like them coming off a loss, coming home, Sunday Night Football. I don't know, the Jalen versus Tua, the whole narrative with that.
The Dolphins
with Alabama.
lost to the Bills. It's a similar matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. I lean the
Divisional.
Eagles. I definitely like the first half under.
I just think it's I mean, the Eagles are better than the Bills anyways, but I don't know. Just the same matchups on defense and offense and whatnot. Like offenses that can both score and then a better defense for the home team. I don't know if I'm going to card this. You'll have to check my card on Sunday Night Football for this one because I don't know my exact plays. I like some guys to score, but I like the Eagles to go slow. I don't know. This will be a great game, though. Great Sunday Night Football game.
Also, Senators up 2-0. That's nice.
I end up touching the Wings game. I think I saw something. Husso was 0-4 against the Penguins in his career.
Alrighty, boys. Great Sunday Night Football game coming up. Going to be honestly a good shootout, I think, between those Dolphins and those Eagles. Let's shift our focus over to Monday night. The 49ers and the Vikings in Minnesota. The 49ers the favorite here at -7. Their money line -310. The Vikings +250. And the total at 44 even. The trends I got here. The 49ers 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 road games. Vikings failed to cover 6 straight at home, but the 49ers are 20-4 against the spread in their last 24 conference games. So playing well in their conference, but not very well on the road as of late. What do you guys like here on Monday before we get going into some of the other leagues?
Yeah, the question marks on the San Francisco side of the ball with the injuries: Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Trent Williams as well. This is a Monday Night Football game, so it's more time to recover. But those are definitely going to be key in which side I lean on this game. Vikings still really aren't that bad of a team. At home with a 6.5 point spread, they got 2 wins in a row under their belt. They're kind of moving right now. Again, it just comes down to whether the San Francisco 49ers are going to be fully healthy or not. But if this team is banged up, and there's value on the Vikings money line. We just saw the Niners tough game against the Browns. They couldn't get anything going. Purdy didn't look steady at all. He didn't look confident at all. Kind of throwing interceptions left and right. Vikings defense is not the Browns defense, so it might be a little different in that sense. But
not even close.
Yeah, exactly. But there could be value on this Vikings team. They're rolling. They're not bad. Started off 0-4, so a lot of people gave up on them. But this Niners team is a lot different with those injuries.
I think I might stick with the Niners spread. I know it's a lot of points and it's in Minnesota, and I think it's going to be a good game, and they don't get this till late. But without Jefferson here, I lose faith in what they're going to be able to do. They didn't impress me too much against the Bears last week, honestly. I think this San Francisco 49ers offense will have its way. They have good depth. That defense is rolling. I think Dre Greenlaw will be back this week. That's a massive add. I just don't see many points for the Vikings in this one. I think with whatever crew they have, even if it's a skeleton crew, the 49ers can get the job done, put up points on the board.
Yeah, I kind of lean on the Niners here too. I think I don't know. I don't love that 7 points. I'd like it to be 6.5. But the even 7 on FanDuel, definitely if you like the Vikings, you got the full 7 points. But I don't know. I kind of lean on the Niners here, kind of the same reason I like the Eagles in the Sunday night game. Just get right game. I know they're also on the road still, up in Minnesota in a dome. I definitely think Monday Night Football, that place is going to be rocking, even without Justin Jefferson and all the question marks going for the Vikings. But like Mackie said, they've picked up 2 wins back to back. They're rolling right now. 49ers coming off a very tough loss to that Cleveland Browns team, a really hard defense. I like the Niners offense to get back on pace here against the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Niners with the points.
Yeah, I was actually wrong about that. The Vikings dropped that game to the Chiefs 2 weeks ago, but they've won.
I thought that was 3 weeks ago. When you said that, I was like, yeah, that was 3 weeks ago. Did they have a bye already?
No, they haven't had a bye, but I mean, they only lost 27-20 to the Chiefs. They stayed in that game, and they got 2 out of 3 of their last wins. So that doesn't really take
That's what
anything
it
away
is.
from
2
it.
out of 3 in the Chiefs game. Yeah. The pass interference, really, they got fucked on, but Ace, I know you hit on that, so good.
That was I had the Vikings plus 6.5 too. I got it live, and that was he took his, even if you don't want to call it pass interference, he took the fucking helmet off after. That's a 15-yard penalty right there. The ref literally said, "Put your helmet back on." What, if you're not going to call the pass interference, you're going to not give him that. Call that. Like, are you serious? But
those refs wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Nobody likes the Vikings. Come on.
No, Vegas called.
Vegas called. Hey, they burnt me earlier when they called Sean McVay earlier this year.
Yeah, they definitely did that. But they said Taylor Swift is up in the lounge. You gotta give the Chiefs the win here.
That was Taylor's crew calling, not Vegas.
I was gonna say, all the
Who has more
Swifties
pull?
were all over the Chiefs. Vegas needed it. Alrighty, boys. Good stuff out of the NFL this week. Week 7 here. As we conclude that, let's jump over to the NHL here. A quick note. Connor Bedard's regular season debut with the Chicago Blackhawks drew 1.43 million viewers on ESPN against the Pittsburgh Penguins on opening night there last Tuesday. Pretty ecstatic for the NHL and ESPN to be getting so many views and stuff on opening night there with all the competition of, baseball and NFL, especially not on a Tuesday, but you know what I mean. So good stuff there. Any comments on that? I didn't really expect anyone to comment. I just want to say it.
No, that's pretty much. I think that's what the NHL was expecting and hoping for. I think that's kind of what I said when he goes to a market like Chicago where everyone can actually watch that game. It's kind of unlike where you have to stay up till fucking the ass crack of dawn to watch a full Oilers game to watch McDavid play.
Yeah, or they're never on any good platforms. Stupid stuff,
true.
Alrighty, shifting over to the NBA. As I said, the NBA season starting here October 24th, just about a week away. We got 1 point here. The 2023 NBA season tips off next Tuesday with new look teams all around the league. Let's take a look at the odds to win the Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Final, and the NBA Finals. Jumping over to that now. Conferences here. Let's start in the East here. Some teams rounding that list. The Bucks and the Celtics both at plus 125, followed by the Cavs at 750, 76ers at plus 1,000, and the Heat at plus 1,100 to round out that top 5. What are you guys thinking here? The Eastern Conference Finals of the Eastern Conference of the NBA.
Show me the value on the New York Knicks.
New York Knicks plus 1,600 there, 6th place here on FanDuel.
I have 1,800 Mackie on MGM.
I mean, dude, if they can
Probably
get Cat too,
for this.
they're looking at Cat right now. If they can get Cat, definitely puts them in that question. They just even last year they put up a nice showing. Jalen Brunson is good, dude. If he can get Cat on his side and with those role players, I mean, I think they can definitely be a sleeper team in that Eastern Conference. But then again, that Eastern Conference is so top heavy with the Bucks and the Celtics. I wouldn't even say the Sixers because they can't really get past the second round. But it should definitely be either those Bucks or Celtics. Probably those Bucks with the addition of Dame, but we know what those Celtics can do as well. So I think that you got to go with the Bucks here. You gotta.
Yeah, I'll cut in here real quick before Ace gives his take on his Celtics. I like the Bucks. I'm just a big Giannis guy. So I think the addition, he finally gets someone that I can, I mean, he's had Middleton, he's had a bunch of role players up
He's
there
got
in
a
Milwaukee.
ring, man.
That's what I mean, dude. He did it he did it with with Middleton. I like that team that they did it with.
Drew
You had
Holiday.
another true superstar in Damian Lillard. I think the Bucks are. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people picking the Bucks. That's the only thing that kills me. But
How can you
I don't
not,
know.
though?
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think that I have plus 175 on the Bucks right here. So, I'm gonna lean on the Bucks. I think they get the job done. They have the best player in that series if it comes down to Celtics Bucks. So
I think they.
I'd lean.
Yeah,
lean
maybe
Bucks.
not the two best players. I was gonna say two best players, but you'll probably put Tatum over Dame at this point.
It would go.
It'd be
It would go.
close.
In my opinion, Giannis, Tatum. I want to put Brown. Dame.
You gotta put Dame over Brown.
I'm talking like future. Yeah.
In terms of impact on the game, it's definitely Dame over Brown. But
Yeah.
I mean, Jaylen Brown is no slacker, so.
Yeah, my pick in the NBA, and especially in the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Boston Celtics. I mean, look at what they did. It's going to be the Bucks and the Celtics. Hopefully, we can get them in the Eastern Conference Finals this time. That'd be pretty cool. But some good teams out there that'll be playing good basketball, fun to watch. You got those Cavs and the Knicks that are pretty feisty. You have the Sixers, who are always a great team, and the Miami Heat, who are always in the mix. So, I think it's pretty top heavy. But I think what the Celtics did, they got better from last year. What they added, in my opinion, you have Porzingis and Drew Holiday. You replaced Marcus Smart perfectly and added Porzingis, in my opinion. So it'll be fun to watch. Hopefully, we can get the matchup we're all waiting for. Bucks, Celtics in the ECF. Imagine a Game 7 with Drew Holiday versus Dame Lillard. That'd be kind of fun to watch.
Alrighty, boys. Good stuff there. Out of the Eastern Conference, let's shift our focus to the Western Conference. Starting off those odds, the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets tied for the lead. The odds here, plus 270, followed by the Lakers and the Warriors at plus 750. Grizzlies at plus 1,000 to round out the top five.
I like the value in the Lakers and the Warriors. I think the old heads can get it done again. I mean, the Warriors adding CP3, obviously, I think it's huge. It gives the Warriors a lot of time to not really worry without Steph Curry on the court, which has always been a problem in the past. But when you got a guy like CP3 out there who can just eat minutes with Curry on the bench, it's definitely a lot safer of an option. And then again, you have the Lakers, who have kind of added to the right around LeBron and AD. They showed last year that they can get it in a 7 seed and then make the Western Conference Finals. So if they can just get something going here, I mean, you never want to count out LeBron, just like you don't want to count out Steph Curry. But I just don't think the odds at the top are worth it in this Western Conference. It's too wide open. I mean, if Jokic could have another season like last season, then the Nuggets could probably get back there. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I kind of agree. I like that. I like the Lakers pick. I have the plus 750 on the Lakers. I do like that. I agree with what you're saying about the Nuggets and the Suns. I personally don't see too much value in the Suns. I think they're just going to find that they're going to be that team that finds a way to choke every year in the West. I like the Lakers. Another pick that I like, but I would never take it, is the Clippers at 11-1. I think they have one of the best benches in the NBA. A lot of good role players over there in LA. It just obviously comes down to Kawhi and Paul George and what they can do, if they're actually going to be able to play basketball, or if they want to play basketball. But I like this Clippers team a lot this year. You'll see me betting on them a lot in the regular season for sure.
Kawhi, when healthy, may be the best two-way player in the league.
I like Kawhi Leonard, and I like the Clippers too. They'll always be in the playoffs. But I think there's one thing to look at, and there's a regular season Phoenix Suns. I think they're going to have a great year statistically in the regular season. Playoffs, whole different beast. I'll lean on those Warriors and Lakers. I like some long shot odds with them at good odds. But I think the Suns kind of run the table in the regular season, grab that 1 seed with all the skill that they have. Not finding as much success in the playoffs. Look for the teams like the Grizzlies and Ja to really get going again. I don't know. It's going to be a lot. It's tough out there. There's so many good teams. But I think Luka's going to have a bigger year than he did last year. That team's only going to improve. So look for them to be more of a threat. Pelicans getting a little bit older. Sacramento getting a little bit older. So they're going to be in the mix as well. It's really tough.
Ace, I was literally going to say the team that I like for some value as well in the West is the Pelicans. I think they could have a big year. Obviously, another question mark with Zion. Not one I know if I'd take for sure, but I'd probably lean with the Lakers and Clippers. Those are going to be my two.
Yeah, I like. It's so tough.
The teams out of crypto.
I like what Mackie said. I like how he is going to wait until the Western Conference you get there, because there's still going to be good odds come that time, in my opinion. That's such a tight race, but I like the Suns to win the regular season if you can bet that.
I think it's still going to be a toss-up come playing game time.
I agree with that exactly, Mackie. Like, we're going to be looking at all year for the West. Meanwhile, in the East, you can kind of count on one of the top dogs, I think.
Yeah, I think it comes down to one or two.
Alrighty, we're complete there in the Eastern and Western conferences. What about the NBA championship? Let's run through some of these odds here. The Celtics and the Bucks leading the pack, plus 380, followed by the Nuggets and the Suns at plus 550, Lakers at plus 1300, Warriors 1400, Cavs 2400, as well as the Grizzlies at 2400 to round out that top 7. What are we thinking here for the NBA championship out of those?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks again. I think this addition of Damian Lillard is gonna really put them over the top. Do you want to double team Dame up? He even said it best. Do you want to double team him up top, or you want to double team down low? Because you can't do both, and you need to double team both of them. So, as long as everything else works out around him, you still got a crazy all-star in Chris Middleton as well. So it's not just those two. I think this team can definitely go the distance. Plus 380 odds. I'd never take a future at that low, especially to win a championship. But I think the value is actually there.
I like the Lakers. I'm gonna go the Lakers at 13-1. I think it's Lakers versus Bucks, but I like the value on the Lakers for a future, Mackie. But I would take both of them and hope both of them get there. I'd take the Bucks at 4-1 and take the Lakers at 13-1, and obviously root for the Lakers in the finals. But I wouldn't really care who won.
The Lakers just scare me because, like, this is one of the best teams LeBron's had around him in a while. But the last few times he's had a good team around him to start a year, they've fallen flat on their face, and it takes them half a season to figure it out. So that's what scares me about them. But they always find their way there, and especially once they get in the playoffs, that's all they got to do is get in. But going back, I'm going to do exactly what Mackie said. I'm going to take my most confident pick is the Celtics here. So I'll take them to win the whole thing. I think Jason Tatum's due. We all know that. I don't even have to say anything else. You can read any NBA article. I'm sure there's plenty telling you why people like the Boston Celtics this year. If you follow basketball, you know why.
Give me the value on the Warriors as well. Hawks on the Lakers, like I'm on the Warriors, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take both of them if you're going value plays with some OG goats.
I still like, dude, I love that. I like the number. I don't know why I like a lot of these numbers with the Clippers. I won't be betting any of them, but like, dude, 21-1, that's pretty crazy.
Paul George is
a really good fucking
You think
team.
Kawhi gets 3 in his career?
I just think Paul George isn't winning anything.
I think that'd be. I want Kawhi to get one with the Clippers, but I'd rather see LeBron get another ring. So.
Yeah, me too. I want to see LeBron or Steph get another one.
I'd rather see LeBron.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather see Steph.
I'd rather see Steph.
Shame.
Yeah.
Fuck Steph.
If Steph wins another ring, where does that put him all time?
Best point guard.
I don't know. I mean, I think Magic's a top 3 player all time. So.
Yeah, no.
I'd say. I probably top 5. I say he's like 7 to 8 right now.
What's he have? 4, 3, 4?
4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He got the 3 in 4 years, and then KD left. He was injured a year, and he said, "Fuck you, I'm getting another one." Now he has the same amount of rings as your king.
Yeah, LeBron's been there and done it with a lot
Not
worse
my king.
teams, though.
Not my king.
Yeah,
LeBron's
but that
done it
last
with
ring,
way worse teams.
Career loser in the finals.
Not really. I mean, what worst team has he won it with? He's been there with worse teams.
That's what I'm saying. He's been there with way worse teams, but every
he
time
hasn't-
Steph gets there, he's playing LeBron in the finals, and that's why he's lost. He's playing.
What about
LeBron.
that last ring? Definitely proved that he's.
No, I'm not arguing that. I'm saying people love to point out that LeBron's 4 and 6 in the finals or whatever he is in the finals. It's like
I didn't say anything about his losses.
No, I know.
I think his
I know.
accomplishments of getting to 10 straight finals is absolutely absurd, and he wasn't really. He shouldn't have won 7 of them.
Because the year he won in Cleveland, he didn't have what's it called? Oh, the Kevin Love injury. They
had Kyrie,
they
though.
lost in. Yeah, they had. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's just always something. I mean, there's always injuries and everything, but yeah.
Would you take that 2016 Cavs team over the 2021 Warriors? I think it was.
Who'd they lose
Over the
to?
Celtics. They beat the Celtics.
Oh, they beat the Celtics. Take the 2016 Cavs. What
team
was the
that-
question?
The team that beat the 73-9 Warriors, 2016 Cavs. You're taking them over the 2021 Warriors.
No, I just think LeBron had a fucking year and a half that year. Like, I truly just think LeBron was like the best player in the world that year. Do you?
I think 2018 was his peak, definitely.
No.
2018, that 2018 playoff run. If you ever want to make a case for LeBron, you are going to show them highlights of that 2018 playoff run. It's solely like the most impressive thing I've ever seen a human do ever. And he got swept 4-0 in the finals, and it's still the most impressive thing I've ever seen anyone do. The J.R. Smith, yeah. That was
Where's your fifth ring, LeBron? I don't know. Point to fucking J.R. Smith for blowing game one. That whole
he
series
was-
changed from
he
game
was
one.
not winning that series regardless. That would have been a nice steal, but no way. That team was just too good. That was KD's second ring.
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys.
Yeah,
Good.
they couldn't hang with that. Dude, that team had like J.R. Smith guarding Klay Thompson.
Yeah, that was fucking
I-Man Shumpert was the sixth man. Like,
man.
whatever his fucking
Amon.
name is. Amon Shumpert.
Yeah,
I-Man
Tristan Thompson
Shumpert.
was on that roster too.
Yeah, it was like literally just a bunch of washed up fucking players.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous roster. And they still swept the Toronto Raptors.
That was the most LeBron Cleveland roster of all time. He's like, Shumpert, he's a free agent. He hasn't played in 2 years. Let's get him in here on a $1 million deal.
like the 07 finals Lakers or
Yeah.
Cavs team.
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys. The NBA is definitely heating up here as we gear towards that season starting next Tuesday. Lots to look forward to as we jump into that and all the other sports seasons that are going to coincide here soon. Jumping over to college football, the Georgia Bulldogs star tight end Brock Bowers suffered an ankle injury last week and had ankle surgery that will have him out 4 to 6 weeks as he's a major part of that offense. Does this affect Georgia's chance to three-peat here this season in the college football world?
Huff, I'm assuming you added this. Where'd you see 4 to 6 weeks? I saw he was out for the season.
I saw, whenever I looked it up, I saw the article that they said he got the surgery. He's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, but it could be the season. They don't want to evaluate. That means they're probably going to reevaluate come, you know what I mean, that 4th or 6th week. I mean, they're going to be looking at it the whole time, but they'll reevaluate and probably give a new timetable, I guess you would say. But yeah, I don't know. I personally didn't like Georgia's odds to three-peat going into this season, and I definitely don't think this helps them. They're not the best team in the country. Their prior 2 seasons and their prior success is still why they sit at number 1. I mean, they've shown slip-ups throughout the season. They're definitely a college football playoff team, in my opinion, but I don't think they're the best team in the nation. I don't see them winning the national championship this year. So losing your best player, yes, I do think that hurts their chances.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, this was the safety blanket for that Georgia offense. Georgia's never really lived by their offense. It's always been a defensive team, but they've always been able to have that offensive power in the games where they need it.
They were like, oh shit, nothing's working. The running game can't get going on Alabama. Where's 19? Where the fuck is 19
exactly.
at?
Yeah. So they don't have that anymore. I didn't love Georgia coming into the season. They're 7-0. They should be 7-0. But I
was big on.
I
I keep blanking on their quarterback's name. Is what's his name? Is it
Dude,
McCord or he's Ohio State?
No, Kyle McCord's in Ohio State.
What's
Carson Beck.
Carson
that's
Beck.
what it is. Yeah. He's not a Stetson Bennett. I'll tell you that.
No,
but
I looked for him to be more like a Jake Fromm or like a Stafford type, but not Stafford meaning like all-time NFL quarterback. I mean more like Fromm. You know what I mean? Have the success at Georgia.
Georgia has
not
a tough
necessarily an
game
all-time
this week,
Georgia.
Dude. Georgia could drop this game this week in Gainesville. I think that's possible. If they don't, they probably should go undefeated, and then they will make the college football playoff, of course. But if they drop a game before the SEC championship and they lose that SEC championship, we could see Georgia fall out of that top 4. I think they're good enough for a college football team or college football playoff team, but we could see a scenario where they do fall out.
I saw this meme. It was like, it was a picture of Jordan Travis and all of his stats from this year, and then it was a picture of Graham Mertz and all of his stats from this year. And it's like, Heisman candidate. It's like if you ever see the memes where it's like beautiful, independent, empowering, and it's like says all the mean shit on the other side, and it's like Jordan Travis, Heisman candidate, Graham Mertz, washed up SEC quarterback or Big Ten quarterback, and their stats are literally the exact same. But
I saw that.
I don't know. I've told you, I don't know. I don't think Graham Mertz is that good, but I saw those stats. I'm like, I guess this is literally me because I love Jordan Travis and I talk so much shit on Graham Mertz. But
Did you feel you felt attacked by that?
I literally was like, did someone hear me talk about them? Like, is this like? I literally was like, is this on my For You page? Because this is definitely targeted at me.
I think it's more like the Russell Wilson in the NFL. He's putting up stats similar to Pat Mahomes.
That one was so funny.
I mean, but realistically, like Pat Mahomes is doing way more than Russell Wilson. It's just like the numbers
it
are
just means
similar.
more to the game.
You gotta watch the actual game.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, Graham Mertz is definitely a lot better than either of us expected. I don't think he was this good at Wisconsin. That's where he came from, right?
No, yeah, he was not this good at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean this Florida team's good around him though, and going into Gainesville, it's not easy. We saw Tennessee go in there. What was that, like a month ago? Get blown out.
Yeah, we took Tennessee in that game. We did not know that Tennessee's like 29-0 or 0-29 all time in Gainesville. It's like, yeah, I'd like to see that stat.
Probably should have done a little more research on that one.
Yeah, probably should have looked that stat up.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good game. But yeah, Georgia could be in trouble here.
Alrighty, boys, good stuff there. College football in full swing as we know it. But let's head over to the MLB. We're in the middle of the playoffs here. The Philadelphia Phillies continue to show their dominance in the 2023 playoffs as they lead the Diamondbacks with a 2-0 series lead in the NLCS. Philadelphia is 2 games away from back-to-back World Series berths. What do we see them doing here tomorrow night? They're playing tomorrow Thursday against the Diamondbacks again. Do we see them going up 3-0? What are you guys thinking?
I think this is going to be a sweep, to be honest. We've seen this.
These are 7-game series, right?
Yes, they are.
They are.
But I think the Phillies, this is just a powerhouse team. They're running into a team that is lucky to be here, in my opinion. They just kind of got here. They jumped in a pool for getting here. But they look dead in the waters. Their 2 best pitchers just got shelled. So Phillies are just rolling the bats, going, whoever they put on that mound, they're going to hit them. And the Phillies pitching is even going as well. So we saw this last year. This team got hot. I think this could be their year, though. Ace has been riding it for a while. He said it a few months ago, actually. So let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I've been on these Phillies all season long, dating back to even preseason. It was one of my long shot picks. But yeah, they're insane at home. Not much more needs to be said about it. How great they're playing Red October. I mean, this lineup is built for the playoffs. One thing I will say though, I think that the I'm projecting a gentleman's sweep 5-1. They end it back in Philadelphia. What do you think? 4-1. My bad. 5-game series is what I meant to say.
Yeah,
4-1 overall. 5-game series. Gentleman's sweep.
They're gonna play an extra game just because Ace wanted them to.
yeah. Just so we can bet on them one more time, Huff.
Yeah.
No, but we might get some better value on the Phillies. I think the Phillies split out here in Arizona, though. I don't think they get completely washed. I agree with you, though. Jumping in the pool, their championship was last series beating the division rival Los Angeles Dodgers. Nobody thought they could even get there, and then they beat them, swept them. So, I mean, they're going back home. They're going to grab one. It might be when Suarez gets the start, I think. But once they go back home and they get either Wheeler or Nola on the mound, that's when they're going to close it out in front of their fans. Hit that Harper home run shutout to our guy, a beak, jumping on the pod. He texted me that day. He's like, Bryce Harper's birthday, bet on his home run. I did. Smashed one in the first inning. So this team's been a wagon all year long.
Yeah,
all postseason long.
I was so sick of not taking the Phillies in these games. I just started taking them the 1.5, and that's worked for me so far with them in this NLCS. I have an interesting little Mackie. I kind of agree. I think this could be a sweep. I obviously have the Astros tonight to win this game. I think that's going to be 2-1. I like the Astros to even things up 2-2. I think the Astros and Rangers are going to go obviously at least 2-6 games, possibly 7. Yeah, and the Phillies are going to have a couple days off. Those bats could cool down. I'd like maybe the American League team to win the first game in the World Series if the Phillies get there. I think then you could see some people pull off of these Phillies. I wouldn't jump on. I know they're definitely the most exciting team. I definitely could see if they sweep the series, that would not be the best thing for them. I think they want this game to go 5, or this series to go 5. You never want it to go longer than you want to just clinch it and get there, win the pennant. But I don't know. I could see the Astros sneak their way back and force this thing to go a little longer, and the Phillies cool off a little.
Tonight's game is the biggest game of the playoffs in Huff's opinion.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys really think those Astros come back? I think they're kind of dead in the water. Texas
dead
7
in the water.
Why not? Why is that crazy to say? They're down 2-0. They just lost their 2 home games. Now Scherzer's going on the mound tonight. I mean, this Rangers team has not lost. They're 7-0 in the playoffs. They swept the wild card. They swept the first series. They're 2-0 now. I mean,
When
this
they've
team
been
is
hot all
rolling.
year.
This is literally when I've been waiting for the Astros to
Mackie,
turn
this
things
is what
around.
they've
All
done
they
all
had to
year,
do was
though.
get here.
This is what
Yeah,
they've done all year. When they're
Exactly.
good, they're good.
So at least it's not uncharacteristic. They can keep things going, and they're going home now against these Astros. They just stole 2 on the road. I just don't see a scenario where the Astros can force this 7 games. Maybe they can get it 6, but then you're going back to Texas, and or I shouldn't even say Texas. Then you're going back to Arlington, and it's gonna be hard to win on the road.
Where they could have already won 2 games though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're banking on them to win 2 games on the road. So yeah, in that sense, yeah. But I don't think against the hottest team in baseball, second hottest team in baseball. I'll give that to the Phillies right now. But these 2 teams, I mean, how can it not be the Rangers versus the Phillies right now? These teams are playing incredible baseball. Bats are going on each sides.
I think it's too easy.
It's not too easy when it's 2-0 in both series.
There's no way both of these end in 5 or less series or 5 or less games.
This
One
has
of
been
these
the
is going
worst,
6,
but this
and
has
it's
been the
gonna be
worst
this one.
playoffs to date. I mean, the wild card games, you didn't have one score game. They were all 2-0 sweeps except for one, I think. We've seen sweeps after sweeps. I mean, this is statistically the worst MLB playoffs we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2 NLCS, ALCS series that are under 6 games.
This is gonna be interesting. I'm hoping I can get.
I
Phillies
would. I got the
Astros.
Astros in 7.
I'm hoping I can get Phillies Astros, but this game tonight is monumental.
Verlander with the L, Framber Valdez with the L.
Javier's gonna get the dub tonight.
You're banking on it. You're banking on it,
Dude, he's so good on the road, dude. They're gonna get the win tonight. Hold me to that.
If Scherzer plays like Scherzer should play, then they're not gonna get the win.
You
But
guys
if
already
Scher- I
jumped
mean,
into
Scherzer-
that. Sorry, Mac, you got.
It's just Scherzer's first game back, so if he could shell, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me per se. But even if they win this game, I think it's still 3-1 going back to Houston.
Alrighty, boys. Good review there. MLB playoffs in full swing here. We'll definitely touch more on that come next week. But that's all I got this week. Make sure to check out our live stream each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, available just about everywhere. We're excited to have you guys there in the comments, in the chat, giving us your plays, asking your questions, all that stuff. So make sure you're firing off that. Subscribe, like, make sure you follow everywhere. That's all I got this week, boys. Anything else to add?
No, that's going to do it for me. Like we said, MLB playoffs rolling. NHL, NBA is going to be starting by the next time we talk next week. So all the four sports are rolling. October's finally here, the best, if not the second best sports month of the year. So stay tuned for the NFL cards this weekend. Other than that, thanks for listening. Show us some love wherever you're listening at. Like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks.
Alrighty.